Buddy, happy June 4th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on today's show, we have another Taft player. His name, Jack Englert, who's a running back and safety. Jack, thanks so much for being able to come on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chris. Happy to be here.
You know, Jack, I think before we get into your time as far as at Taft, just tell me about kind of what got you into playing football.
Well, Chris, my parents have always been pretty good at pushing me to do new things, and my dad played in high school, and my mom's always been a really big fan of the sport. And then once all my buddies started playing, I think it was in third grade. It was really hard to turn down, you know.
Now, I think, the first thing as far as kind of hearing that story a little bit, I know that your family, you and the rest of you have an older brother, you have a younger brother, they play football. Do you think kind of one was led by another? You saw your older brother play, the younger brother saw you and your older brother, play as well.
Well, yeah, of course. I always like to take after my older brother, and my younger brother always likes to take after me, and I think it's a really great thing.
Now, you mentioned to me before we came on that your older brother is going to Columbia. So,
Yep.
Are you guys trying to keep up with his smarts? Because Columbia's, no joke. Those smartest people go there.
Yeah, for sure. Well, obviously that's Division I football at one of the best schools in the country. So, if I can follow his path in some way, that would be amazing for me.
Is there any particular coach, because obviously as you've grown and you've gone through your progressions as a player, there's certain coaches or players that kind of you won't forget because they told you or maybe they said something to you that you've been able to carry with you now. Is there anybody in particular?
Yeah, in my first year at Taft last year, I remember it was preseason, and I'm playing deep defensive back, and I'm going up against guys like Deontay and Skyler, who are some of the best players in the country. And I remember Skyler. This is my first week of preseason, and Skyler just absolutely burns me on a route. And Coach Whitley comes over, and he tells me, Jack, you're going up against some of the best guys in New England. You gotta go easy on yourself. And I think I've always been someone that's a little hard on myself, and once I heard that from Coach, I think that I started to get a lot more confidence and start getting my game a lot better.
The saying always is, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And I think, as we alluded to prior to coming on, and you did just now, going up against Skyler, Vines, who's going to Iowa and has a chance to play on Sundays in the future. When you go up against guys like that, that makes you better as a player, even if in the small fraction, it's not, because you're trying to adjust and you're trying to put yourself at their level. But in the long run, in the marathon of football, as you know, being able to go up against that kind of talent makes you a better player.
Yeah, of course.
What you've been able to do thus far with Taft, kind of just take me into what has been the biggest turning point for you as a football player at Taft.
Honestly, it's just my physicality. I remember, I think the game where I really realized that I was kind of the real deal was probably during the Kent game, and this was I had the opportunity to start at a linebacker about halfway through the season. I kind of earned my job at that point, and we were playing against the pretty highly recruited running back from Kent, and I went in there and had the most tackles I had in any game. I led the team in tackles that day, and that just boosted my confidence so much.
Would you say that is the game that kind of catapulted you to where now you're one of the better players, and with Vines leaving, now you kind of maybe in some ways could very well take that mantle as one of the top players for Taft?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Now, what year was that, did you say, your sophomore or freshman year?
This was this past football season, my sophomore year.
So did you feel like your freshman year kind of was something where you were just trying to get your feet wet and really just see what the game was about as far as being at Taft?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we didn't really go over this, but I was at Ridgefield for my freshman and sophomore year, and then I came to Taft and repeated my sophomore year.
And would you feel that that decision probably has benefited you in the long run, being able to go to Taft? And no disrespect to Ridgefield, you mentioned prior that, you had many memories and that there was a lot of good things that came out of Ridgefield. It was just that at the end of the day, you have to look out for your best interests, and being able to go to Taft helped you out in multiple ways.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like Coach Callahan at Ridgefield and Pete McLean at Ridgefield, I still keep in contact with them. They've helped me become so much better of a player. But I as far as this opportunity at Taft, I really saw that this was my future.
Yeah, I talked to a player from Ridgefield maybe like 2 weeks ago, Xander Scavone, who's a running back and middle linebacker. And, the kid told me he didn't play football until his freshman year. And now he's getting looked at by Division II, Division III guys. And I'm like players like that, I was, because you think about it, they just start playing football. And it's like they just pick it up. But then he's going up against guys who played their whole life, and the talent level is just not there. So at the end of the day, it's about talent, it's about work ethic, and I mean, to be honest with you, you have all those, man. Seriously.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, and I know Xander pretty well actually, and he works just as hard as anyone I know.
Now, because of what you've been able to do as far as on both sides of the ball, I mean, and you went up against some of the best wide receivers in probably New England. What drives you to be great? What keeps you so humble and competitive at the same time?
Well, I mean, I've always been the kind of guy that, at the end of the day, just feeds off of the feeling of satisfaction and accomplishment. And so if I get a really good day working, like, wow, I really got better today, like that feeling for me, it gets the job done for me.
Okay. I mean, that's, I always like to ask that about with certain athletes, because everyone always has something different, just like how a journey of a football player or a coach, they don't go in a straight line. There's different avenues to be able to go. And, Jack, being able to go up against some of the best guys at Taft, and you seem like a humble young man as well. It's something that you can really carry with yourself throughout your football career, and then hopefully you get to play well beyond college.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, going into your junior year, what do you want to work on specifically to be able to put yourself amongst the top?
Well, honestly, Chris, like, you hear guys talk about, oh, I want to get my footwork better. I want to get my hands better. I want to get my strength better. But I mean, coming into Taft last year as a new sophomore, I mean, I felt a little shy. I felt a little uncomfortable. But like I've always felt like someone who has tremendous leadership skills. And so for this next year, like, obviously striving to be a captain for that 2021 season, I'm gonna want to take my leadership skills to the next level and really try to vocalize with my teammates more and just become a better player as well as a better teammate.
Now, you said in the beginning you were a little bit shy, but have you kind of come out of your shell a little bit and maybe been a little bit more vocal?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
So, not to say that you're going to be somebody that you're not, but as somebody who yourself better than anybody, are you more of a vocal person to begin with? Or are you more kind of...
I am. Okay. I am. I'm very outgoing. I think I have really good, like, people skills and communication skills. But I was just saying that, like, obviously coming in to a new place, like boarding school is like something I obviously had never done before. It was definitely a big adjustment for me. And I think that coming off of 1 year that I'm going to be an even better teammate and an even better person.
Yeah, I don't fault you by any means for kind of just taking taking the safe side, just using your ears, listening and watching, and then being able to, as you got more comfortable, kind of be able to see, okay, I know my surroundings and I'm familiar with it. Because some people take it one way and some people will do it another way. And either way is right. Either way can work for them as long as they're being who they are. And it sounds like you know who you are as a person and as a football player.
Yeah.
Now, is there any player in particular, either at college or pro, that you kind of, I don't want to say model your game because I feel like it's hard to kind of copy like a Leighton Vander Esch if you're a linebacker, or if you want to, mimic Adrian Peterson. But is there anything that you try to add to your weaponry as far as being a running back, and then same thing for defense too?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know if you remember when Jabril Peppers played back at Michigan.
How could I forget Jabril Peppers? I'm not that old. I'm only 27. Come on.
Yeah. So, I mean, you saw him. He played almost every position on the field: safety, running back, linebacker, corner, like you name it. I mean, if I can, I think that I have a similar build to him, and if I can model my game the way he does it all, playing pretty much any position on the field, being able to be thrown in at any position and learn it quickly, like, I think that's the dream right there.
That's awesome, man. And by the way, Peppers, I think he plays for the Giants now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I'm a big Giants fan too, so.
See, I liked you for a minute, or for 11 minutes, and then you tell me you're a Giants fan. Come on. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Come on, Chris.
Hey, at least you've seen more playoff wins in your, how old are you, 18? 17?
17.
17, okay. You've seen more playoff wins in your 17 years of life than I've seen in 27, okay? Maybe 24, because I don't count the 3 years when they were winning Super Bowls because I was a baby. And
wait, so who's your team?
Cowboys.
Oh, man. Come on, Chris. What are you doing?
Well, hey, I don't mean to get off subject, but when I was born, my dad bought me a Cowboys onesie for babies. So every Sunday when Dallas was on, because my parents have pictures of me, this, I'm wearing the onesie and I'm watching football with my dad.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as much as I have to hate the Cowboys, I respect the hell out of them. So.
Yeah, they're not bad. Well, you could respect some of them. Others, I kind of wish like. But anywho, you know what? Who knows? Maybe one day you can play for the Giants. Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows, man? But Jack, I really do appreciate you coming on. You're one of the talented players in Connecticut as well as for Taft, and it's always a pleasure to be able to get guys who are from the Connecticut area on the show. But I wish you nothing but the best of luck your following season with Taft.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Chris.
That will wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.